Hey guys, well I thought I'd do another out of breath arm sore Packer minute. I haven't done one in a long time. The show where I walk around the neighborhood talking about the Packers and you watch to see if I get struck by a cobra of the automotive variety. And mandatory minicamp has begun. So even though it's the middle of the off season, and I hope this wind isn't killing my microphone too much for you, but even though it's the middle of the off season, we're halfway through June. Training camp is right around the corner, and I think the most exciting part about this mandatory mini camp in particular for most in Packer Nation is the fact that we're finally going to get a chance to see Kevin King join the team. And congrats to King. I believe he did graduate and is no longer a student technically, so now he can join the team. And there are really high expectations about what this kid could do for the Green Bay Packers as early as week one. He's not a round one draftee, however, he was chosen at the top of round two and is basically being treated as a round one in terms of the expectations for this kid. And the fact of the matter is the expectations are high, partly because the need is so high in Green Bay. We need better cornerback play. We need to be able to stay healthy, number one. But then also the physicals of Kevin King, 6'3", 200 pounds. The guy can go stride for stride with anybody. He's explosive. He's fast, 4.4 speed. This is a guy that we picked off the top of an extremely deep cornerback draft class, and can't help but be excited about that. Packer Nation hopefully shoring up the perimeter with a guy like Kevin King. And then we brought in Devon House. We have Randall Rollins and Gunter coming back. Some undrafted free agents in the mix as well. Here comes Cujo. And it'll be interesting to see. Of course, we're not going to see a lot out of him just yet. And the fact that he wasn't able to attend the OTAs will possibly slow down his timeline a little bit. But by the time the preseason rolls around, I think everybody's going to have their eye on Kevin King. Exciting to see, because one of our major bugaboos last year was that we just couldn't keep down number one receivers. So between King and Devon House, I think that we're going to hopefully find a guy. Randall and Rollins are still in there. Gunter is in the mix. He was available, but really struggled, particularly in the game against Dallas. But then had a decent game against Julio Jones in the initial meeting with the Atlanta Falcons, and then faltered again down the stretch. So number one key, I think, is King is bringing competition, and he's bringing competition of the variety that I am going to take the number one spot. Just watch me do it, and do whatever you can to stop me. But I've got all the physicals to do it. He's got the physicals to be a number one just coming right into the league. Of course, we have to temper our expectations with the fact that this kid's a rookie, and he's going to be going against veteran stars right off the bat. Got to play the Seattle Seahawks and the Atlanta Falcons out of the gate. It's not going to be an easy go for Kevin King. And so then the question becomes, is it better maybe to delay his starting role until he has a chance to get his feet wet? But I think King comes in and competes right off the bat. And frankly, if he is a better corner than the other ones we have, Packers just have to put him on the team. We can't afford to wait on players' development, even though we are a draft and develop team. This is a kid who, for all intents and purposes, is a number one pick, and a very good one at that. And so we will see what happens with King, and of course keep our eyes on that. I'm hopeful today. So today the mini camp begins. So this week we'll probably get a chance to see King chat with the reporters in the locker room. I'm expecting that anytime soon. There are press conferences with the assistant coaches and Zook, the special teams coach, today, a little later today. And I'll probably be talking about that as well. So in the meantime, we can be pretty excited that King is no longer having to FaceTime his learning of the Packers defensive system, and Dom Capers can get, and the coaching staff, Joe Witt Jr. et al. Can get their hands on him, watch him do the drills, do some corrections, and then do straight one-to-one person, man-to-man teaching, which I think is incredibly important. Now, a lot of the veterans aren't going to be there because McCarthy is making mandatory minicamp not so mandatory for some of them. But then he will eventually, get a chance to chat with veterans like Devon House, who I think will be incredibly important to the development of Kevin King. So good stuff today. Hopefully more to come. I will probably start doing these videos again more often now that there's some stuff going on. And in the meantime, it's a beautiful day. Enjoy the summer. Fall will be rolling around soon, September 10th. Packers get started with the 2017 season against those same Seattle Seahawks that we walloped at Lambeau in the December at Lambeau Field. So y'all have a great day. I'll talk to you again soon. Take a walk.